This meeting is being recorded.
All right, here we go. All right, we are on and we're on early. Check us out. So please share, let someone know that we're on so that they can join in this juicy conversation tonight. I'm just going to share it out a couple of places, and we're encouraging you to do the same thing. If you wouldn't mind joining us tonight and then sharing it out with someone, let them know we're here. Let's see. We're early, so we can do this. You may want to turn that volume down. And let's see. Yeah, come on in. Hello, everybody. Say hello to us and definitely share and let someone know that we're on. We're going to be starting right at the 8 o'clock hour, but we wanted to jump in early so that you could share and so that we could do the same thing. We would love for all of you all to join us. We try not to be here for you long because we know you have dinner. You have all of those family things to do as you get finished with one work day and into the next on tomorrow. So we're just going to pop in with you, have some good real women discussion, and allow you to get back to the rest of your evening. Please share and let someone know that we're on. All right. I think I've gotten to all of my shares. I hope that you've done the same. Now, if you wouldn't mind stopping by and saying hi to us in here. Let me see if anyone has said hello yet. I do see a wave. Hi, Addie. Hi there, Lavon. Come on in. Please share with someone. You know how we do. We're going to have some really good conversation tonight, and we would absolutely love for you to join us. All right. I am going to get started with just some preliminaries. It'll take me, a good 3 or 4 minutes to share a little bit with you about who we are and what we do and some preliminary announcements. Hi there, Aaron. Would love for you to share this with someone. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for sharing it. Also, express yourself. Give us hearts. Give us love. Give us thumbs up. Let us know that you're here joining us. So listen, my name is Trenace Richardson, and I am the founder and CEO of Real Women Incorporated. We are a nonprofit organization created to create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. And we do this through live and virtual sister circles. We literally have sister circles that meet in person in the DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia and Hampton Roads, Virginia area. We meet almost every Saturday in the month except for fifth Saturdays. And so if you are in or near the DMV area or Hampton Roads, Virginia area, or you just want to travel to come and see what a Real Women experience is like, join us, please join us. You can go to our website at realwomenrock.org. Again, realwomenrock.org to find out more about our July meetings. And we meet every month typically, but we're taking the summer off. Somebody ought to chat summer off. We're taking a summer break just to give ourselves a refresher. Our All Access members, which I'll talk about in a second, they have the opportunity to meet virtually. And there's an exciting project coming down the pike where no matter where you live in the world, you're going to be able to experience Real Women. But if you're an All Access member right now, you also get our virtual sister circles on a monthly basis. And so in August, we won't have physical spaces meeting, but we will have the virtual sister circle for our All Access members. Hey there, come on in. Yay, I'm so glad you guys have joined us. We have 2 more minutes before we actually get started. It gives me an opportunity to tell you about our All Access community. So we have some women who have chosen to jump in with us, like all in, and they don't just come to the monthly sister circles, or they don't live in the area where we host monthly sister circles live. So they've joined us in our online community, and it's called All Access. And it's because we give you access to everything. You can come to our monthly sister circles. All of them are included. We're like a gym membership. You can go to any of them and it's included. But you can also get a monthly virtual sister circle. We have member benefits that businesses have decided to give our members discounts. We are not playing. We have a personal development institute that is coming. It's coming to you as a public community as well, but with our All Access members, it's included in their membership. And so there are tons of extras and perks, discounts to all of our events, our in-person events, everything except our intensive is included in their membership. And so we want you to become a part of our community because we believe that every woman needs Real Women. And we would love for you to connect with us. In order for you to do that, you go to realwomenrock.org. And I see some folks have joined us. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. You're not late. We're early. How about that? So I am reintroducing myself at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. I am Trenace Richardson of Real Women, and we are here every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. to just have a little sneak peek into what it's like to have a Real Women conversation. So we literally bring you some real women so that we can talk in a real, authentic way about things that women deal with. And so if you wouldn't mind sharing, we're about to jump in with this incredible young woman that I have had the pleasure to know for years now, and really have a good conversation about all the different ways she is strategically and intentionally overcoming challenges that would come up as a woman, any woman, no matter what her marital status is. But as a single woman, there are just certain things that you deal with. And she's decided, I'm taking the bull by the horns. I'm not going to let life happen to me. I'm going to happen to life. And she has decided to make some things happen. And so we're going to dig right in with Johnsy Butler. You guys come on in. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to allow her to introduce herself and just tell you a little bit about herself. But I will be asking you questions as well. This is not just a watch us. It really is an opportunity for us to engage. So if you have questions for us, please ask us in the chat, and then we'll be asking you some questions as well. So, hey, Johnsy, how are you?
Hi, Trinace. I'm doing well, and yourself?
Good. I'm so glad that you're here. I know that we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but you have your own live and it meets at 9 p.m. after this one. So I'm just hoping that some folks that are joining us today will get a little tease of what's going to happen with you at 9 and they'll jump on over there. So I said that to say we won't hold you long, but would you mind starting us off by introducing yourself, just telling us a little bit about you personally as well as professionally?
Yes, as she stated, my name is Johnsy Butler. I am a native Washingtonian. I'm a daughter, a sister, a auntie, a friend, a proud woman of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I'm an entrepreneur, a network marketing entrepreneur, and I just consider myself as a motivator, encourager, empower, person who's just on an inspirational journey, just helping people live their best lives, live their full lives now, not later, but now. Despite circumstances, you can still live your best life now.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that, a bit about yourself and that word of encouragement, because I have literally seen and watched you walk through challenges and overcome them. And so you are a testament to that encouragement that you are giving us. I want to ask our audience to share a little bit about yourself, because I'm about to ask Johnsy some questions from her single woman status. And so I would love to know from you all, are you married, single? Those of you who are watching, are you married, single, divorced? Is it separated? Is it complicated? Is it a situation? Tell us, tell us what's happening with you as far as your marital status, because what we're going to be talking about tonight is how you overcome challenges. And it doesn't matter whether you're single or whether you're married. I believe we're all going to be able to glean some lessons from this. So I would love to know in the chat whether you are, hello, all of you all joining us. Let us know if you're married or single or separated, divorced, widowed. It's complicated. It's a situation. Let us know. I see some folks saying married already. I wanted to ask you, Johnsy, just as a single adult woman in today's society, I know that that comes with its own challenges, right? And so
Yes.
I would love for you to speak to some of the challenges that you've had to endure as a single woman, as they are putting in here, whether they are married, single, separated, all that stuff. What have you had? What are some challenges that you have experienced or you see happening around you as a result, just as a single woman by yourself versus having that partner with you?
One of the biggest challenges that I had to overcome is actually enjoying myself.
Mm.
A lot of times we feel as though we need to have a mate or a companionship to go out to dinner, to go out to a movie, to go to a arts museum, to just experience life and to travel. No, you do not have to. I mean, I really had to get to the point where, because if you're not really happy in yourself, you can be with somebody and still be by yourself. So the biggest challenge that I had to embrace was beginning to enjoy myself in my own space. And when I enjoy myself, then I can just welcome somebody else into my space.
Yeah. Oh, that is so good. And I just really want to point out, because there are a couple of single people here, some widowed, but just as many who are married. And then go ahead, Linda said happily divorced.
Happily.
That's right. And you got to understand and know your situation and
Yes.
what works best for you. But I really want to share and hone in on what you said, because no matter what your marital status is, you can be living with someone in the house every day with them and still be lonely, or still have the same types of challenges as far as companionship and company and intimacy and all those things, and maybe even financial challenges. All of those things can happen even if you have someone with you, and they're agreeing with you right now. Just really learning to embrace yourself is a really big lesson. And I'll add to that, Johnsy, just as a married woman, having been married now for 20 years this year, I would say that that same lesson that you've learned and that you are mastering and learning to overcome is as in embracing yourself. It comes with the territory of a married person too. So a married person has to learn that lesson literally to embrace who you are and not to get lost in a relationship, right? And so thank you all for sharing that. Go ahead, Johnsy. Were you just agreeing with me?
I was agreeing with you, absolutely. And then there was this book that I read a long time ago. It's The 5 Love Languages. I think it's Chapman, Gary Chapman. His last name is Chapman, I remember. Mm-hmm. But also had to learn that when I was in a relationship, communication and understanding each other's love languages. And again, I could be someone who prefers gifts. But well, let me just be honest. My top love language is quality time. So I could really care less about the gifts. I could care less about the physical touch. I could care less about the acts of service, but the quality time. And so my mate could be totally opposite. And so if I'm not paying attention, I can't love them the way I want them to be loved if we speak in 2 different love languages. So we have to really know our mates and love languages. We have to really know their love languages, because if you buy me gifts and not spending quality time, it's still like I'm just in a relationship by myself because you're not paying attention, and vice versa. So I did have to learn that, because I was in a couple that, I still wanted to do myself, and then it wasn't until I started reading that book that like, oh, they probably could really care less, or this is how I should be showing them attention, And so that was another lesson that I had to learn, what love language to communicate.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And I'll only add to what you just said that in addition to getting to know when you do have a partner or someone you're in relationship with, hey there, come on in. It's also important to know your own, right? You said you knew what yours was, but sometimes we don't take time out to know and understand what ours is. Mm-hmm. So we can't even clearly communicate to some people what we want and what we need. And then when we are alone or single or not, in companionship with someone, we got to love on ourselves. We got to know ourselves to be able to love on ourselves. So what makes you happy? Is it going shopping and not overdoing it, but going shopping? Or is it spending some time, quiet time with yourself, or reading yourself affirmations, or saying some wonderful words to yourself? So I think single or married, we do have to know our mates and we have to know ourselves. So thank you for sharing that. We've talked about this often because I know that one of the things that you have decided, well, I'll put it this way. One of the challenges you have articulated to me at different points in time could possibly be financial, right? And so as a single person, you don't have that 2 incomes to kind of bring together and strategize to work things out. And some of us who are married are still trying to work that thing out, still trying to figure out 2 incomes to bring them together. But because you're single, you only have yours to deal with. So I know that it's important to have your own resources, your own revenue coming in. So you shared with me, and we've talked about this, and I've seen you at work, you have multiple streams of income. So could you, before I even ask you about those specific streams of income, could you talk to us about why you have multiple streams of income and why you think that's important?
Why I have multiple streams of income and why do I think it's important? In today's society and living in the DMV, I mean, the cost of living is astronomically high. Mm-hmm. And so you can't make it on a minimum wage. You can barely make it, what they say the average income should be like $113,000. And so if you want to live a better quality of life, it's just a necessity. There's no sugarcoating or anything. It honestly is a necessity. And especially with you being by yourself. And it's a necessity, because a lot of times now there's no commitment in the workplace. I work for a school in education, working with intellectually disabled children, and my contract wasn't renewed. So I was at will.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can walk in there, and anybody else, you can walk into your workplace today or tomorrow, and they say, okay, your services are no longer needed.
Yep.
And give you your walking papers.
Mm-hmm.
And so me having that additional stream of income, it allowed me to still stay afloat and still be able to enjoy some of the pleasures of life until, that my entrepreneurial business, gets to a level where it can sustain itself, or until I find another primary job, that I will just work that until I will continually build my entrepreneurial endeavor until it becomes my primary source. So it's a necessity.
Yeah,
it's a necessity.
That's good. It's a necessity. You just never, when life happens, because it will happen. Thank you so much for sharing that. When life happens, whether it's inside of your workplace or in your external things that are happening in your life that affect your ability to work in the way that you're currently doing it, you have to have multiple streams of income. And I love what someone said in here, that you not only need multiple streams of income, but you want to have kind of recurring income that's happening while you're asleep. They call it passive income that's recurring.
Absolutely.
And happening while you're asleep. And so I'm asking you all in the chat, and I've put it in the chat for you, but I want to verbalize it while I'm talking with Johnsy. Do you all have multiple streams of income? Do you have money coming from more than one place? Is it just your 9 to 5 that you're relying on? And as Johnsy said, if something were to happen, God forbid, something were to happen, and that money was gone, what else would you have in the works, or what nest egg do you have in place? What types of multiple streams of income do you all have? In the chat? We would love to hear from you. And then Johnsy, I'd love to ask you a little bit about yours, because someone may be interested in the ways in which you have decided to diversify your income.
Yes. You want me to answer now, or are we?
Yeah. I'll wait for some of them to come through while you answer.
Okay, so again, I'm in the network marketing space, and I'm in the travel industry space. And that's really, I love it because, one, I get to experience the world, something that I'm already doing, but I'm earning from it now. So I'm cutting the middleman out, and I'm benefited from it now. I get to earn from what other people are doing. Here in the DMV, we have 3 airports that are within a 50-mile radius, and they're always crowded. So I am actually earning from what other people are doing. That's the residual. That's the leverage. Well, that's the leverage part of it, leveraging what other people do. And it's also, I don't have kids now, but I'm preparing for my kids. And what this business is affording me an opportunity to create a generational wealth and leave a financial legacy. Because in this business, which you're not going to find in too many others, I really don't know any, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I really don't know any other company that does this. But once I reach a certain level in my company, I can will this to whomever I choose, and it's guaranteed. So it's not like your 401k. It's not like your insurance that when it runs out, it's gone. It's gone. No, this business is really putting me in an opportunity, me and a lot of other families, in a position where we can follow what the book says. We are called to leave an inheritance to our children's children. And so I have found the income stream that is allowing me to leave an inheritance to my children's children.
Oh, that's so good. And so I want you all to hear, so she's the network marketing, the travel marketing space, where she's traveling and she gets the opportunity to benefit from the travel instead of her going to a travel agent and they being the middleman. She's her own middleman and gets to benefit from that relationship. And there are so many opportunities, so many ways in which you can choose to utilize your gifts, your skill set, your talents to diversify your income. And I'm just so appreciative that you shared yours with us. If you are interested in connecting with Johnsy in any way, shape, or form as it relates to just getting to know about hers, the way in which she has chosen, because she looks like a happy camper to me, and she has shared exactly how it's benefiting her, and it's going to benefit future generations in her family. And so if you're interested, please connect with her on social media. I'll give her an opportunity to share in just a minute the best way that she would like for you to connect with her. But I want to read what some of you have said. So there's Young Living Essential Oils in here. Tisha has said that you got to have 3 to 6 months of income on hand. And that is so key, because anything can happen. And many of us are really just spending what, we're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. And, our paychecks, when they come every 2 weeks, they're gone by the end of the week. And so we don't have that extra. So you've got to steal away some of that income and save it and put it to the side so that you have some growing income sitting there, so that if anything were to happen, you have that nest egg. That's really good advice. And then I've heard a lot of you have said, yes, you do have multiple streams of income. And when things have happened, like getting fired or getting let go, then there was something there. And I love that some of you have said you're moving forward with some ideas that you have right now. I love the small uniform business staff. That is awesome. There's just a whole lot in here, y'all. So you really want to make sure that you take advantage of the connections that you have, because if you only have one stream of income right now, whatever your gifts are, whatever your skills are, there's something out here that you can be doing to make some extra money. My son is 10 years old, but he is making beaded bracelets because I want him to understand that he's got to have his own something, no matter what his 9 to 5 ends up being, if he chooses that route. And so we got a whole lot of doors. 5 and more doors are opening. This is awesome. Yes. So thank you all for sharing. Keep the ideas coming, because in the chat, someone may want to connect with you about something that they read that you're doing. They want to know more about what you're doing. I just want to ask one more question, because we tend to try to keep it to a half an hour, and this has been such good conversation. We talked about the fact that we're really honing in on overcoming challenges, and I have, because I know it bits and pieces, I don't know all of it, but I know bits and pieces of your overcoming stories, Johnsy. And so I want to make sure that I share with this audience your wisdom from your experience about how you have overcome your challenges. And I know that you have been on a personal quest. You've been on a personal health quest. You've been serious about getting in the gym. You've been serious about your planks. I mean, you've been working it out, and you may even want to tell us, that journey, because I know you've lost a significant amount of weight. So you've been overcoming health challenges, emotional challenges. You've made sure that you've gotten into a personal development space to grow yourself from the inside out. I personally got to witness a wonderful, beautiful blossoming between you and your mom as it relates to your relationship with her, just really connecting in a new way in a season some years ago. And then this whole financial piece where you are just blooming your own entrepreneurial pursuits. I just want to say I'm proud of you, girl. I'm saying all that to say I am proud of you. And just knowing that I've had the opportunity to walk alongside you, and you've allowed me to personally pour into you, and you're a part of our Real Women community. You're an All Access member. And so I get to watch all of this stuff happen as we all grow together. Could you please share some nuggets with us about your personal quest for wellness and health, and how you've been moving forward? What would you be able to share with us about your journey?
I would say it first starts with forgiveness.
Wow. Hold on. Let it marinate. Let it rest. Selah, whatever you want to say. Somebody ought to put in the chat forgiveness. You going there. So let's just go there.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. For forgiveness,
Wow.
we do not understand the power of forgiveness.
Mm.
And we don't understand what unforgiveness does to us.
Mm.
And unforgiveness is like me drinking a poison expecting Trinace to die from it.
Wow.
But in actuality, I'm the one that's dying from it. And we have to forgive, because a lot of things that are done to us, we don't understand the impact that it had. It was done to us at a younger age, primarily, where we couldn't really express ourselves. You know, we couldn't really voice our opinions or anything like that. But that was learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And so we holding ourselves hostage. We're holding resentment towards individuals who are just really displaying learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't know any other way. And so even though they're inflicting that pain on other people, when it comes to me, I had to honestly forgive everybody that did something wrong to me, that said something wrong to me, that, you know, I had my innocence taken away from me at a very young age. But I did not realize, I didn't understand. And so I didn't realize how it was impacting me as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got to that space of forgiveness and understanding, like, they didn't know any better, that freed me. And then when I forgave myself, I had to forgive myself, because I was holding on to so much anger, so much hatred, so much animosity. And the love, I've always been like a loving, caring person, but it wasn't coming from an authentic space. It was actually just coming from something that I desired, but I never really received. And so the quest is for me to really love. Like, I have a posted up that says, I deserve my own love. And so that's what I am on a journey to love myself wholeheartedly, and just really feel within every fiber in me, the love that I desire, the love I know that I deserve, that Christ-like love, and understanding that any offense is not toward me. That's something that somebody else is dealing with. So let me just let them deal with it, and I'm still gonna love them anyway. Because at the end of the day, love is that's what the greatest command. But how can I love somebody else if I'm not loving myself?
I gotta stop you because this is too meaty to let you keep going without us chewing on it for a second. So please hold on, stop.
Okay.
This is so good because let me tell you how revelatory this is, Johnsy, because I ask you, so you're on this personal quest to, you've had this healing with your mom, you've been losing weight and on this health journey, you've been getting your finances right with multiple streams of income, and how have you been doing it? And you went straight to forgiveness of yourself and of others. And it is just so important. You are speaking real women language. You eat, sleep, and breathe the kinds of stuff we eat, sleep, and breathe in our community, because it starts from the inside out. Before we can fix anything, before we can start getting whole and becoming the best of who we are to be, we've really got to start digging deep with some stuff that's rooted deeply. And you mentioned so many things that we've all dealt with, whether it's molestation or rape or abandonment or rejection, all of those types of things are, once we forgive ourselves and realize it wasn't on us. And then the part that you said that I just had to highlight was realizing that person's stuff is not yours. In fact, realizing that there's this empathy piece that you can have where you can extend to them forgiveness, because you understand they must be going through something to try to put that on me, to try to give me their junk. There must be a whole lot there's a whole lot of pain over there if they're trying to give me some of it. They got some overflow of pain.
Yes.
They're trying to give it to me. They don't want it anymore, so they're trying to put it over here. And just that level of empathy, if we can grow to that, it manifests itself in losing weight. It manifests itself in relationships. So you can keep going. I just wanted to stop and just pause and just allow people to soak in that meat that you just shared. But did you have anything else you wanted to say about your wellness journey?
I did. Mental wellness.
Yeah.
And it's once you get to that place of forgiveness, then you have to really start unlearning and relearning all over again and be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And understand that you're doing this for yourself. So I'm not worried about how I look to Trinace. I'm not worried about how I look to Sabrina or Tisha or anything, because I have to do this for Johnsy. And in Real Women, we say all the time, self-care is not selfless. And, a lot of times we as women, we feel as though, when I take time out for myself, then I'm neglecting family, I'm neglecting friends. It is okay. You really have to. In all transparency, this journey has been, ups and downs. In March, maybe the latter part of February, I had almost had a nervous breakdown.
Tell it, John.
Almost had a nervous breakdown. And this is the first time that I've shared this, publicly or what have you. But I had to go to seek a therapist. Mm-hmm. And that was literally one of the best decisions that I could have ever made in my life. Mm-hmm. There's such a negative stigma on therapy, but that's a part of mental wellness. I don't even say mental health. It's a part of mental wellness.
Yes.
Go to a space where I can just pour out my soul, pour out everything that has been taking place, and know that I'm talking to an individual that, there's no judgment, there's no condemnation. They can't, I don't have to worry about it getting out or anything like that, because, hey, you can breach confidentiality. I can sue you behind.
Yep.
But it just feels so good. My very first session, I cried the entire time. Mm-hmm. I cried the second session. I think I cried like 75% of the time. But it's so releasing and it's so therapeutic to just cry it out, to just get to talk to somebody that can help you make sense of, what happened when you were younger, or what happened even in your older age rather. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was mental wellness is of the utmost important. And I will encourage, we're not meant to deal with anything by ourselves. We're not. We are not.
You are preaching in here. You got claps, you got amens, you got all of this stuff in here. I'm gonna let you keep talking. I want to make sure I just point out that the counseling piece, the therapy piece is so important, because we do have good girlfriends, and we do have church space, and we do have Real Women, and Real Women is a safe space, and we create this type of environment in a circle, in a room with women, and what happens in the circle stays in the circle. But there is something to what you just said, the magic of being able to go one-on-one with somebody, and they are literally paid to sit and listen to you let it go. That's just some magic. And we yes. Definitely, we are in the movement of taking that stigma away, because all of us need to let go of some things, and it may be in that space that we need to do it. So I'm going to ask you, because you have such a good conversation going on in the chat. I always pull on those who share with us in here, that if you wouldn't mind at some point over the next couple of days going in just to look and see how much you have impacted those who are viewing with us, because it's just a myriad of thoughts that are overflowing in the chat right now. I wanted to ask you what advice, as we're closing, what advice you would give. And, I'm just all the way past what your marital status is, because I think we've established that, we have so many more things in common as women, as people, than we do differences. And there's nothing that is so specific to one of our marital statuses. But just as a woman who has experienced all of the challenges that you have, and recent, I just love that you share that stuff happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Stuff happened just Q1, stuff happened and popped off. And so I love that I said overcoming and conquering with an ING, because it's a continual process.
Yes.
It's not a one and done type thing. We are not trying to give anyone some perfect, ideal, utopian scenario where once you get connected with either us or a counselor or somebody, that things are just magically okay. No, what you want are the tools and the resources and the connections so that you can process as you go through. And you end it by saying perfectly that we're not supposed to go through in isolation. We're really supposed to stay connected. So with that being said, whether it's Real Women or elsewhere, what advice would you give to women so that they can be whole and well and healthy and continue to go through that process of wellness?
First and foremost, forgive others, forgive yourself. Don't hold any grudges. Life is absolutely too short. Love yourself. Grant yourself the same grace that we tend to grant other people. Grant yourself that grace. When you set out to do, don't say, you do that to yourself. You deserve it. I had this quote. I saw this quote. It said, "I'm learning to love myself, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done." And getting to that inner self, that's the most difficult. But it goes back to the process. It's painful, but it has purpose. Getting rid of all of that, all of those stinking thoughts and all the past hurt and all of that stuff. That is one of the, because we don't want to experience it. So we think we bury it, but we don't. We never bury it. And the only way is we're going to really overcome it is if we attack it head on and really embrace it for what it is. And just really just move forward. We can't go back and change our past. All we can do is determine in our minds that we're going to make today better.
Girl,
that's all we can do.
If you keep preaching, we're not gonna get out of here.
But you asked me, and that's my mindset though right now, Trinace. I can't go back and I can't change anything. I know what I feel. I'm learning to love myself. I deserve my own kind of love. Nobody else deserves to be loved more than I deserve to love myself. And so I'm really on that quest to love myself first. And when you love yourself, it's just ooze from your pores. You're gonna exude love, and you're naturally gonna start just loving everybody else. Forgive yourself, grant yourself grace, and love yourself. Enjoy every moment, because tomorrow is not promised.
That is so good. And I will close with this. I want you to prepare to give them your contact information. Okay. Because they may want to know about your multiple streams of income opportunities. And they may want to connect with you personally just because they've been encouraged by you. And I love that what Carol just caught on to what you said about, I can't go back. When you start growing, it is work. What you just said, it's not easy. It's the hardest thing we've ever had to do. It is work, but it is so worth the work. And what we all need is we all need people around us who are doing the work.
Yes.
We don't feel like the oddball out when we're doing our best to process and grow from the inside out. We don't have people around us talking about we being so deep, or we taking it too far, or we overanalyzing stuff. No, I am getting better, and you need to get better too. And so I need to be in a community of people who are working on themselves. And I would just offer that in addition to all of the different ways that Johnsy has lifted up, we are giving you a sneak peek into what it's like to be in the Real Women community. And Johnsy she has been connected with us for years now and has gone every level deeper, so that she's now an all access member. And we partied together on Friday in addition to that. But I just love that we're able to grow together. Yes. And if you would like that level of growth and that level of community, we would love to have you at Real Women. Just check us out at realwomenrock.org, realwomenrock.org. Johnsy, do you have any closing words, anything you want to say about Real Women, or how they can get in touch with you as well?
I mean, you basically said it all about real women. I mean, that's what we need. You have to change your circle. You need to be surrounded by individuals who, if they are not doing with you what you want to do, they've already done it, and they're welcoming you into their circle and into their space, and helping you get to that place of healing, wholeness, be it health, financial, spiritual, or what have you. That's what real women is. It's a collective body of women who are just on a journey to see people healed and whole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it's definitely, I am forever grateful, for the connection. Even, I'll tell you, even what you've done, I'll let my mother share her own testimony.
Yeah, I'll get her up here.
Yes, but what you've done in my mother's life, I mean, I thank you for yielding to the voice of God and being obedient, because it's necessary. It is something that is definitely necessary to be able to be surrounded by a group of women with like minds and kindred spirits, and nobody is no backbiting, no negative energy. It's just so much positivity in that one space. You would think it's like too good to be true, but it's not. It is absolutely true. So you connect with real women rock.
Thank you so much, Johnsy. Now, I'm not going to be selfish, child. You were just so gracious talking about real women. How can people connect best with you? Should they just find you on social media? Do you have a place you want them to go?
Yes, they can find me on social media. And I also have a platform that is in the birthing stages. It's Wealthy Women by Design. So it's an extension of Real Women, but it's financial. And it's collective. It's network marketing. We are really like-minded women that different levels. I'm in travel. If it's travel is not for you, we have somebody to connect you with in different arenas. But it's just Wealthy Women by Design. We are queens. We own the earth. And so we really just want to collectively help individuals get to that next level, get everything that we are, that's divinely ours. Yes. And that's Wealthy Women by Design. Or they can just inbox me, respond on here, and I'll go back and I'll go and look at the thread and I'll reach out.
Y'all heard it. So you can connect with Johnsy through social media. You can use this thread to let her know that you want to get connected to the Wealthy Women. Say it again so I get it right. I was putting it in chat.
Wealthy Women by Design.
By Design. I love it. I got it in the chat now. So Wealthy Women by Design. Make sure that you look her up. And listen, y'all, literally in 20 minutes, if this was good to you, in about 20 minutes, you can find Johnsy. Make sure you like her page so that her live can pop up at 9 o'clock and you can keep this goodness going. I am so grateful that you took time out of your evening, knowing that you had your own. I'm so proud, just as a mentor and a sister. I'm just proud to see you blossoming and just coming into all that God has designed for you. I'm just so proud of you. And I'm looking forward to sneaking in at 9 o'clock too. and then being a part of all.
Come on.
So thank you. Oh, thank you, Daph. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Johnsy, for being with us. We ask that you would join us every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We give you a sneak peek into what it's like to have a real women conversation. You can find us at realwomenrock.org. Again, that's realwomenrock.org. We have some amazing things planned for you. Even though we have sister circles in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, you can come to our circles. Even if you don't live near here, you can come because there's one happening every single Saturday. But even if you don't live near the area, we are creating a virtual space for our All Access members that is going to blow your mind. It is going to be the Personal Development Institute that you can go to and get these types of conversations and so much more. We're literally creating a growth path for you to take online within our All Access membership community, and you'll be hearing about that in the next few weeks. Until then, go to Real Women Rock. Thank y'all in the chat, realwomenrock.org. It was good, Andrea. We had a really good time. Thank you so much, Johnsy. All right.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. Y'all take care and have a great night.